More than 100 million people worldwide don't have a home. In Colombia, the crisis is compounded by drug addiction, poverty, and a steady flow of migrants. In the city of Medellín, a Christian ministry is providing shelter for as many homeless people as possible and caring for those still living on the streets. Rhodey Carter takes us to the city of Refuge.
Colombia remains the #1 destination for Venezuelan migrants fleeing from economic collapse and political instability. Thousands arriving here, seeking for food, water, shelter, and stability. Many of them are experiencing homelessness and exploitation.
Not only the homeless, but also the migrants, the displaced people. I don't know if you heard, we have people coming from Catatumbo into Medellín, displaced because of the guerrillas. So it's becoming a bigger crisis than in the 90s.
Colombia is home to about 3 million Venezuelan migrants, a number that could likely triple by the end of this year.
Nothing will happen. They're in fact protected to do this. Sometimes the police comes, they don't do anything because they don't have a budget to help them. Sometimes the government don't have enough money, and sometimes because they don't know how to help them.
On top of that, close to 7 million Colombians have no home in their own country. It's a crisis continually fueled by economic struggles and ongoing conflict. And on the streets, those worlds collide.
They come here because drugs are so cheap, and they end up falling into drugs. Some of them dying of overdose.
For more than 30 years, Douglas Calvano with Fundación Ciudad Refugio has served Medellín's homeless. This open-air drug market, a stark symbol of the crisis and the challenge faced by Calvano.
This is where the government is pushing all the homeless. This is a culture within a culture.
Each week, staff and volunteers drive into the darkest corners of the city to serve as a light for those living on the street. This is how it all started for Ciudad Refugio, or the City of Refuge. Right now you're witnessing an event called Pan y Panela. They're handing out bread and sugar water for the prostitutes, drug addicts, and the homeless. They've got nowhere to go. Right now we're in an area called the Bronx. This is also called Hell Street. And their future really holds in their own hands. Whether or not they get arrested is still to be seen. Some of them might die tonight.
If you wind up in the Bronx, it's because you're at the end of your rope. You're at the worst of the worst in your life.
Harry Dietrich never imagined living in Colombia, helping lead a ministry like this. Originally from New Jersey, Harry moved to Bogota with his family almost 20 years ago. Their mission? Find where God is working and join him. Today, Dietrich oversees Ciudad Refugio's operations, from the shelter to events reaching into Medellín's most dangerous neighborhoods.
Some, nothing happened. In some others, they're touched. Some, they want to receive Christ. Some, they want to come back with us. You'll see some of these people knocking at the door tomorrow morning.
Back at their downtown headquarters, the work continues. Each night, dozens line up outside, hoping for a safe place to rest. Before entering, they must pass security checks for drugs and weapons. Those willing to follow the rules are given a mattress to sleep on the floor.
Many of the homeless are just looking for a roof, looking for a bed, looking for a meal. But if they have any type of a heart for the Lord or for restoration fully, we'll take them in and get them going in the program as soon as possible.
A program designed to restore the whole person, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. A storefront bakery integrates the ministry with the city, while also teaching job skills to those in rehab. They achieve a 65% success rate, significantly higher than most programs.
When I come here, I was sure I would die. And I was planning maybe 3 or 4 months more alive because I was really sick. When I come here, everything starts to change inside of me.
At his lowest point as a former addict and alcoholic, Jason Marin found transformation here 6 years ago.
We have the women's program as well, and if they're below school age, many times the child will come into the program with the woman. But then we also do like a vacation Bible school every Saturday, and most of those people are Venezuelan moms with their kids.
Since I was 14 years old, I went to church, but I gave myself to things I shouldn't have. I gave my life to money and alcohol, and I clung to them.
Camila Gomez, 26, lost custody of her daughter, Jocelyn, due to addiction. Through the ministry, she found food, housing, and work. Today, she's sober and reunited with her daughter. In the basement, their church, known as the Cave, welcomes those rejected by society.
Y acordarse de su santo pacto.
Here, each story is marked by a miracle, creating the opportunity to reconnect and rebuild.
For me, it has been something supernatural. It is very beautiful to see how God is transforming our minds and our hearts every day, first of all. He's touching the deepest part of our hearts. It has been the deepest thing in our hearts, and it makes us understand that the only thing that can save us is Him.
The ministry is growing, with the goal to house more men, women, and missionaries while taking their model to other cities.
I think the church is awakening to the fact that the gospel is not just what we preach from the platform. We need to do things for people. People are tired of the right message, the right sermon. They want to see the gospel on the streets. They want to see the church moving where the need is. That, I would say that is happening in Colombia, thank God.
The real restoration is not just to stop for use drugs. It's to start to enjoy the life, to love the people, to be a good example for the people around you, show the gospel. The love Jesus showed you, show the same love for the people.
Ciudad Refugio is a testament to the power of a life transformed by faith, even in the darkest of places. And as the need grows, so does its mission, pointing others to the cross and the importance of serving as a refuge. Reporting in Medellín, Colombia, Brody Carter, CBN News.
Brody, thank you for taking us all to what many consider one of the darkest places on earth. Whether it's these heroes of the faith giving water, sugar water, bread to prostitutes, homeless, and addicts, or helping women like Camelia get her daughter back, or Jason, who said it's not just about getting off of drugs, it's about having hope and life. We are inspired seeing the gospel in action, how the love of Jesus brings light and love to people.